Jamaicans.com.
Come back. When we come back, it come right. It me get there. Me not switch it back to me.
Leo, look like you get we right this evening. Look like we're a stream man.
Yes, we are up and
Go on through, Leo.
Diane, you pay your court's bill.
No, you know, sit and take back a wig, you know. Court step back a wig. Court step back a wig. No, for God said, one little money come to remittance.
Courts. I purchase it.
Court step back a wig.
I
Don't worry, I'm going to get one other one. I'm going to use one other name.
Yeah, we have one different address, you know. All right.
Yeah, me use my granny address this time.
I forgot about I purchase.
If you know, if we would have sent the money from Western Union, we wouldn't have to take it from higher purchase. Oh my God, you see Liberty? Through me there, Jamaica, and I take step with me.
Michelle, good afternoon. What you say?
Working on it.
Oh, okay.
Good afternoon, Michelle.
Good afternoon, Leo. How is your afternoon so far?
My afternoon fine. Me need one wig too.
Go get one. They have
you know what kind of wig me need? Me need a James Brown wig.
That not gonna look good for you, Leo.
Oh.
You better you buy one Lux one.
Lux?
Yes. Short locks. You can get with short locks.
Me don't want nobody come haunt me. Me don't want nobody come send what you call it again?
What?
Wanted dead or alive.
No man, them the prime minister when they lock up the dreadlocks, they know their own again.
By the way, the dreadlocks that he was one of the surviving dreadlocks from 1963. Died yesterday. I think he died of COVID. Didn't he die of COVID?
His soul, rest in peace. Man, they was on a right mission from long time. On a right mission.
Who could have tell say the Rastaman when right 1972, 73? You're gonna tell me say Rastaman is correct, but then nobody knew who could tell us they were right.
Well, then they say we're still under the rule of the West, and so the influence is great. So they're not gonna listen to them local geniuses, you know.
Well,
right. I was just saw on Twitter about this poet, this Jamaican poet, that he was stoned to death in 1983, but he was one of like conscious poets talking about.
Which one was that? Who was that?
Hold on, let me go find a name.
Michael Smith.
In 1983, he's still there, Jamaica.
I think that is it. So, like, I guess he got into a political argument, and they stoned him to death.
See, and that's like 17 years away from 1962, right? Something like that. 21.
Yeah, it's crazy.
21.
Oh, his name was Mikey Smith.
Mikey Smith.
Jamaican dub poet.
Oh.
I think the concept of dub poetry was just coming on, and we probably just never embraced it yet.
Yeah, because most died have whole heap of problems in time.
Yeah, it's sad that happened.
Smith.
Hey, me saw on phone today.
Yeah.
It's like my phone, right? But it can open up like so.
Flip.
The flip phone, the new Samsung.
That's not. Is that flip or a flap? No, flip or
a fold.
Open.
It's fold. I like
one fold. Yeah. Flip or fold. Yeah.
That's what you want. It's like
you can buy one for me, Michelle, please.
Then are you supposed to buy one phone and send to Michelle? Wait. You promised Michelle on the show say I
Michelle go buy a pretty phone Saturday. Because we don't laugh after him Saturday morning. You can go buy a pretty phone.
Michelle,
I'm expecting you to send me my phone. Where's my phone, Leo?
You promise phone, send phone. You want the fold phone, Michelle, or you want the regular phone? You don't want a fold phone.
I don't want it too fancy. You don't have to do all of that.
You just want a S20.
Yes, R21. I'm a simple girl. Simple girl. Simple desire. Okay.
S21.
You see, before we start the show, we're going to talk all kind of crap. Good afternoon, everybody, everyone who's watching us, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for joining us. Tonight is we started at 9 o'clock, and we do this every Tuesday night at 9. And Saturday morning we come back again and cause whole eruption on the net. And so we welcome you to come and start the whole eruption with it, because we have enough things to talk about tonight. Enough things. People are dead off. Enough of them are dead off. Enough people are dead off of Jamaica. And we hear people on TV say, me no want to talk to no vaxxers. No vaxxers no coming on my face and there's something there. No. Anti-vaxxers, me mean. No anti-vaxxers coming on my face. Now them thing to me here, already.
There's a big divide going on right now.
Yes, it's a big divide indeed. And I mean, I'm looking at an article in today's paper yesterday the 13th, yes, where it says there's a rift in the Adventist church because of this. Yeah. According to it says vaccination rift.
Inside the Adventist church or with Adventists against somebody else?
Well, let me read it for you. It says, not only the death of 2 close relatives and the hospitalization of his spouse owing to the COVID-19 has convinced a hesitant Seventh-day Adventist pastor in St. James to embrace vaccination. So not even his spouse is sick, death of 2 close relatives and hospitalization of his spouse. You know, so the Adventists skeptical of the vaccines are apparently being influenced by charismatic leaders such as Pastor Astor Bowles, who is an executive secretary in the North Jamaica Conference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. He has made up his mind in 2020 not to take the job because he was distrustful of the science. During an interview with host Pastor Carl Archer on the popular Journey of Faith program streamed on YouTube and Facebook, Bowles said that he had been listening to a group of reputable doctors who questioned the validity and the efficacy of the vaccines. He urged adherents to embrace the church's core message of health and well-being. He's just not supporting.
He must say no want the vaccine.
And he might tell him brethren them say, look here, nobody with the vaccine. And his wife sick in the hospital, sick of COVID, but he said,
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate because, you know, you have people, especially in the rural areas, that will listen to those pastors.
Yes,
and not take the vaccine.
Yeah, and he says that he's a charismatic character, you know, when them get charismatic, people listen, you know, it's a kind of individual that people will listen to.
You can't say nothing wrong and love him off.
Yeah, pastor, right, you know.
Yeah, but it happened. You gonna have to get to a place of understanding, because you do have a lot of doctors and nurses that are advising patients and individuals not to take the vaccine. So whatever information you're looking for, it's actually out there for you. You know, like whatever thing you have in your head, doubt, you have somebody will provide information. But did you see the video of the person that opened the ice pack that was stolen?
That died really quickly. It's just, that's such a stupid thing.
You know how much people go follow him though? You know,
is he serious? Is the man serious?
I thought it was
he must be joking.
Look what them are putting in my people. Look at them putting on my people. And they must open up the ice pack. You don't realize it. Vaccine coming up little vial like so. You don't realize that. You see what little education can do. Little information is what little information can do.
And little misinformation.
You go find out, say, vaccine coming out the igloo. So you assume, say, as long as you see the igloo, vaccine in there. And oh God.
I thought it was a skit. I'm like, no way.
I still think it says a joke.
Because somebody would.
But people will follow.
Oh my God.
A joke.
And that is it's ridiculous. And these are the people that our normal persons are following, because you put him on video and then that's it. In get a following. You understand? And that's unfortunate. It's way unfortunate. Today it's not just Jamaica, you know. In California, the Hispanic population reaches 54%, and only 25% been vaccinated so far. The African American population is 15%, and only 8% in California has been vaccinated so far. So
well, at least that are more than 50%.
Hey, listen, it's 13 million black people down there. And I just California that.
Still more than 50%. What percentage of Jamaicans have been vaccinated so far?
I don't know.
And we are 3 million. And so if we did take all of the vaccinated people, black people out of California, can come to Jamaica, we fully 100% vaccinated. We are at 20-something% vaccinated. Today we got 100 and something thousand vaccines.
But listen, yesterday we wake up and 27 people dead at Jamaica. I mean, we are competing with America now.
Yeah, I don't know if I tell you about that, but it is unfortunate, it is sad, it is scary. It is so scary for people. Within 24 hours, 18 people get murdered. And some of these taking place on no movement days, you know?
There's a man here. There's a man here on a flyer that I got this evening. In no name. They look for seeing name, right? In no having name on there. In picture up on the door. And it says UIC, that's United Independent Congress. That is a political party at Jamaica. And the flyer says, March on Garden House. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has threatened us with mandatory vaccination, but we the people will not stand for this. No more lockdowns, no more mandatory vaccination. Free up ivermectin now. Andrew Holness must resign.
Well, listen, all the man that's so wicked. Now Andrew Holness saying on the mandatory vaccination. So when he threatened,
I don't know if he said it. I think he intimated that he is considering doing it, but I don't know that he's going to do it.
He has always said that. Like he said it in the beginning, but at his last press conference, he said he's not doing it. It might be against the Constitution.
So therefore, this is
not.
So this is
No, he exists, but he is lying. The Prime Minister did not say that, but he has his followers.
Okay, so this UIC
is a party, it's a political party.
Okay,
in Jamaica.
So what he's saying is no to the vaccine.
He's saying no to the vaccine. He said, all right, hold on, here are the 4 caveats here.
Yeah.
No more lockdowns. No mandatory vaccine. Free up ivermectin. And Andrew Holness must resign.
So upon each counting said dead.
Dead. Oh God. Yes.
Like of all the things to march on in Jamaica, this is it, really. You have just a while ago, JPS just increased their rate. They got approval for that.
Yeah, light bill going up.
Yeah, the food prices are ridiculous.
Out of the roof.
Exactly. Water, National Water Commission, and sent to collection agency. So that is crazy. So children.
That time when you're supposed to wash your hand.
Exactly. So there are so many things to go march on Gordon House about. And this is it. Really? I don't know. It's just different.
I suppose everybody has their...
I don't know. I'm not getting anything. Just Beverly said, good evening, Leo, Diana, and Michelle.
Hi, Bev.
Michelle said, sad.
Which Beverly is that?
Hey.
Beverly Frey?
Hey. Is there
I'm
anything
gonna tell you, it was really a shocker for me to see that JPS exercising its increasing rate at this time, because so many persons have either been laid off, lost their jobs totally.
I don't think they care.
And every week we also see at more than 80% of the time an increase on a weekly basis of the petrol. And when it goes up like $1 to $3 odd per liter. Whenever there is a movement in the other direction, is $1 and less. You understand? Per liter. So it already is a stifling thing on the household. And now to see like, God, tell me 1-2 solar panels for solar Africa.
Yeah, that is the way. People need to use that.
Need to give us some concessions on it.
That. Yeah, the government needs to push that options for people. So if JPS is under threat, they will stop doing what they're doing.
Well, JPS, is it a private company or is it a Jamaica company?
I never know why be I know.
We're in Jamaica, but then it's private.
Because you can't say, listen, if it's a private company, you can't tell them not to raise rating because I'm operating business. There's a
there's a time when the people owned a portion of JPS.
Jamaica own it. That's a different business.
That's
a different business. Yeah.
It must have been sold out.
Yeah.
But then or give them authority to increase the rate.
Sure.
They're the one that's supposed to look out for the people. They were the one that approved it.
I have one lady that come on tonight. She named.
And we have the toll go up to. You know how it's hard? The toll go up.
Hey, hold on. You hear this though. When I was in Jamaica, right? I drive from Ocherius Sunday night at 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. into Kingston. I'm going to pay $1,400 on the toll, right? We come back, heading back to Montego Bay the next morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, or probably less than 7 o'clock. And the toll was $1,500 or $1,600. So hold on. I only have $1,400. I like that tell because I picked up my money to pay $1,400. The woman said, no, it's $1,500, either $1,500 or $1,600. But remember what it is. I'm saying raise, yeah, overnight.
Okay, like Angel said, my family here in Canada, all are vaccinated. We're fine. Tony Neal said, I just lost my friend and close family member to COVID. So please make wise decisions and stay safe.
But I don't understand though.
Well, first we have to offer condolences to him and his family and, the family of that friend that he has lost. Yes, Leo.
The logic behind this, the scientific logic behind this is that I was looking at a graph today, right? And the amount of deaths among people, almost all the deaths in America from COVID are from people who are unvaccinated. Nobody from nobody from the vaccinated is not dying. And then somebody come on the TV today and say, right, CNN, and say, her brother, you know who it is? What the pretty Trinidadian girl name, the singer?
Nicki.
Huh?
Nicki Minaj.
Minaj, yes, Nicki Minaj. Says she now take the vaccine because her brother's testicles got swollen after he take the vaccine.
So she have?
Well, they have, but the thing is that they did run with the story instead of giving the full background of what she did, which is misleading, which it did. You have side effects, but she said she got COVID, but she said she's not going to take the vaccine to go to an event because she has a son that she's home with, but she's still looking into taking the vaccine when she has to go on the road to perform. But she wasn't going to take a vaccine just to attend an event.
Well, I'm hearing this evening, I hear this, and they're saying, this evening on CNN, and they must say, she has to do more investigations.
Yeah, to find it. So at the part, and I say she just out right now and do it. But that people that attack these people who, and I say they're anti-vaxxers, it's just that they need additional information. just to make the decision. Everybody have to come to it on their own. Like yesterday, I talked to somebody and she came to it on her own, like talking, we discussed it. She went to her doctor, talked about it and all that stuff. And then she made a decision. But
So
she said,
I wonder what else me need for, what other research me need to do. We go take this, because me I see the statistics, and if she doubt it, go down at the place, go do it. Why wait? If you really want to know, the stats are there. Why wait? Why say it?
But no, she can say it. She have the right to say it. And also she said Drake, who was fully vaccinated, got COVID. So she was raising legitimate issues that exist. So we just have to allow her to come to it at her time. We need to
she have to process it in her time.
Yes.
She has to process it.
Yes, but she has to say the right things though. She has a responsibility to say the right things.
Why? She's an influencer?
Yeah, because she's influencing people on one side and not on the other. If you're going to say something, say the right thing. If you're not going to say nothing, do your thing. You don't need to say nothing.
We might have to make Vibe stop her to make her know so she must do it, you know.
You know why people have to tell people what they have to do? She did exactly what she wanted to do. She said she's researching. But everybody had doubt and people connect with her because people were saying they had doubts.
I just saw a video that breaks down in numbers vaccinated versus non-vaccinated. I'd like to share it with you guys. How can I get it if you're interested?
Who is that?
Of course. Send it to me. My number is 909-438-1819. But make sure it is absolutely official from CDC or something like that, okay? We don't want to read anything that comes from somebody else. It has to be from CDC.
And let's not be judgmental of people, because a lot of people do not take the vaccine for various reasons. They can be immune compromised, they can be cancer patients, they cannot take the vaccine. So
cancer patients,
that's not the bulk of the people.
Cancer patients can take it.
Yeah, that's not the bulk of the people.
Some, it depends. If they're
no, that's not the bulk of the people. Come on.
I never say bulk of people.
Okay,
that's what I said.
No, sell it like that. Don't sell it like that. No, sell it like that at all.
We never make you see how you make Michelle get upset. We never hear Michelle get so upset.
Yeah, no, sell it like that at all. Just say some. Say little bit amount of people.
Okay. For those listening, I said there are various reasons why people do not take the vaccine. Just be patient, don't be judgmental, and give people an opportunity. Provide them with the information that they need, assist them to get to the right conclusion, but don't block them out, don't attack them. Everybody have the right to do what they want.
Well, then now come close to me.
And don't march on garden house cause of this.
Because me now
however, there's a lot of comments coming in. Do you want me to?
Me not get no virus because somebody else would give it to me. Me not want that. Sorry.
Well, you stay in your yard and your little cat.
Exactly.
And you have to go stay there when you're dead. We now come take you up and carry you.
Who cares? I mean, listen, you know, my time here when you're dead, it don't really matter seriously. You're just statistics. Just trying to dead now. If you really want a funeral when you're dead, don't.
Yeah, we want a funeral. We want a big funeral. What kind of funeral? What kind of funeral you want?
Don't dead now.
No, we can't afford for dead now. From one big funeral where you have to have set up and you have to have white rum and managed water and rum and hot chocolate and bread and fried fish and tell story.
Exactly.
We can't dead now.
So please don't dead now.
We know not the time or the hour when we go. Just saying.
Yes, Reverend.
Reverend Fanger.
Well, let me read some more comments. Sandra said, have a good night, blessings. Lorna says, hi guys, JPS is not owned by the people. The owners don't care about the suffering people in this time. Pandemic or no pandemic, they don't care.
Exactly.
Cindy said, I saw a video that breaks down in numbers. This is what you're reading? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was reading.
Yeah. Desiree said, being vaccinated must stop you from getting COVID. True. La Angel said, go back in history, search from 1818 to 1929, the flu, and people might understand more. Desiree, no, but it stops you from dying.
Yes, the vaccine.
Yeah, that's true.
Not as
Sam
severe.
said, hello, royal panelists and fellow listeners. I'm late getting home from work, but I'm here.
Who that?
Cindy said, that's Sandra.
Okay.
Hey, Sandra. Welcome, friend.
This is widely known. The vaccine lessens the chance of you being severely affected or hospitalized. It is not a cure.
But
Randa
still no
said,
still no one on non-vax next to me. Now come here.
let me come in the yard near
Put up your
Ronnie.
sign and wear your shot. We say no vaccine, don't come near me.
Yeah, more shot we say no anti-vax. No anti-vax. Next to me.
Let me come, Leo. Run me.
I will. Actually, never gone.
Okay.
Rubbish about you have gun.
Randa
One of them
said,
pipe gun where you have a little red string in front and you tie out and then catch you and push it back
the pop one.
Randa says, the problem I have with Jamaican is that if they get a visa today and a vaccination for COVID is mandatory for them to get into the United States, would go and take it. However, they won't take a vaccine to protect their neighbors.
That's a low blow.
No, but I must defend us. We have our priorities right. And if it is that we are going to go to America, we are going to take whatever they ask us to take because we are going to America.
Exactly. Jamaica just need to do the same. Require people to take it.
Required. In fact, Jamaica let it in vaccinated and unvaccinated. You can be unvaccinated and say that you're going around to live in the corridor, like all Michelle knows.
Are you coming on a cruise? You
come on a cruise and you don't have to go to the. Did you see the article that the craft vendors are really enraged because not one tourist went into the craft area, not one. So big cruise ship coming. And what they arranged, not one. The people I'm canceled, and then JPS bill gone up now.
So
yeah, we're upset.
Transportation costs go up, food shortage, bread price gone up, everything gone up.
But sandals, what kind of concept sandals have again? What concept?
The bubble?
Huh? No,
what, the bubble?
When you go to the hotel, you don't go up on the
all inclusive.
So the cruise line, the cruise industry is established all inclusive when they come off of the ship. They go a special place in the Jamaica.
Sandra Sterling says, I agree with you, Michelle. Some people have side effects and allergies.
I don't like you.
Beverly Hayes says, people are still getting the virus, although they take the vaccine. So what's the big deal? What's the killing about? Sandra said, not talking about dying right now. No, we have a mango trip next year.
Me neither, because we need big sessions.
Yeah, Peter said, haha, I don't think anyone is choosing to die now or any other time for that matter.
Just know, say if you're dead now, I'm going 3 or 5 people are there around you, okay?
No, don't forget put me down for keep you one at a time.
Nancy Thomas said nothing can stop us from dying. Desiree is laughing. I agree. I don't like crowds, and I think it's a waste for funerals, so I wouldn't mind. I prefer the setup with small crowd, like few people.
You don't have no choice, Michelle. I'm sorry.
Yes, she can say what she wish.
No, I will write it out, and they will know.
You're going to turn up here and come back.
And box them.
Marcia says, I agree. There have to get clear to land. Once you declare you are not vaccinated, they are to be denied. And Paula said,
vaccinate.
I agree, Paula. People need to go back to using kerosene lamp. Show JPS. Right.
Except so we can say no, we can join the internet on kerosene lamp, and we can say no WhatsApp.
One weekend, they will strike. I say no.
Yes, I like that. No
then
light.
Strike. Well, hey, then strike. Listen. You know, upon social media.
And
You know,
that's
but-
okay because there are ways around it. Because if you live in a complex, let us say you live in a community and you have 50 of you together agree that this weekend you're not burning no light. The other 50 don't burn like our Portmore, which is a dormitory
What does it
community.
matter though? Because there's still this JP is still billion.
But you must go and see a dip in it. And if we can begin to discipline ourselves to use less and less and less. But anyway, me want 2 solar panel. That's what
Well,
me want
yeah,
to just
that's what they need, competition. That's what they need,
solar
competition. Either they bring somebody else into the market,
American, Jamaican,
or yeah, they need to do something like that. Or the one to the windmill, didn't they start doing something
But
like that?
they started doing this solar and the alternative, the renewable energy, you know, and then they stopped giving the license for people. So there was you would do it at your house, and whatever is the excess you could take back and sell it to JPS, of course, for 2 pence. But then after a while they stopped giving the permit for it.
Okay, didn't Palmyra do that? I thought
Palmyra had its own. Palmyra had its own generator, but the generator was powered by biofuel, the same fuel. But at least they were shutting out the JPS cost. They were making it cheaper for themselves.
Yeah.
But it wasn't solar. They need to go that way now, though.
Okay, a lot of comments coming in. Janice said there are cures and treatment for the Rona. Ivermectin, CPAC. Yeah, I know about the antibodies, monoclonal antibodies. They have it in Jacksonville for a lot of people who have COVID.
They have what?
It's called monoclonal antibodies. They have it here in Jacksonville. A lot of treatment centers in Jacksonville, and it really helps. Supplements, and so that's what I'm saying. Jamaica should also look into getting treatments, better treatments, and options for people with COVID.
But that would mean, Michelle, that we need research and we need funding for the research. Who are going to fund the research?
Michelle, Ivermectin, whatever it name, was the CDC, the federal government, says they are not approving it because it's not good for humans.
That's not Michelle talking about, Leo.
No, me just
suggesting that we use alternative things like vitamins, coconut water, turmeric, and ginger.
Oh, you know them, they work.
Then work, then you see them all over in every tea.
But I think what the CDC said, I could be wrong, but I really like if you're under a doctor care with the right dosage.
Come on.
But people should not be buying it.
2 weeks ago, they come out and say no, they are not approving the use. 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Check it out. Hey, we have a young lady here from Jamaica. Her name is.
But that's our video. Where is she?
Glennis Salmon. She's supposed to come on camera. We don't know if she'll come on, but her picture look pretty. She gone.
Okay, while she gone, let me finish read up the comments before she.
All right.
Desiree said, "Me not ready for diet. My daughter is 13." They said, "This is very serious subject, and so many Jamaicans are sick and dying. No joke. Need a new approach to encourage people to get the vaccine. Maybe giving out rewards, food money, etc." Desiree said, "You're still going to get the bill." Marlon Smith said, "What do you want?"
I told you. You're still gonna get the bill. There's still a bill here. Trust me.
Lorna says, "I can't afford to die now. I pay for or contributed to a lot of my family members' funeral. I want a big, elaborate funeral."
But don't dead now. Who said that? Lorna, don't dead now.
Yeah, I don't know if I can tell God not to care now, but
don't dead know that, Lorna. Just make sure say you're dead after COVID done. All right. You want good funeral? You want what's his name again? The dopey.
Nine.
Okay. DJ Level says for some reason she's not coming on.
Yeah, Glennis. Come on, unmute. And then put on your camera. Unmute and put on your camera. Oh, there she is. Oh,
There
she
you
is.
go.
And you need to drop the camera down a little bit so we can see
Can you
more
move the
of her.
camera down? Me love your background. Move your
Oh, you
camera
do
down.
that.
So we can see. Yeah, do you know?
Yes.
Yeah, do keep. There you go. What are they?
But
Yeah,
I know why me have on mask.
we are doing a mask.
Because you're in a crowd.
Because in a
You
crowd.
can take yourself from
No,
Leo.
Smarter did come. Smarter did come to me
No,
earlier.
4 people there, so that's why you probably have to go in.
Who you do?
Glennis, drop the camera down a little bit more still.
Wait, how? So?
Yeah,
Yes, that's good. That's good.
that's perfect.
Meet Michelle Fanger, attorney Michelle Fanger.
Good
Hi,
night.
Michelle.
She cussed me all night. And then meet Diana, Dr. Diana Davis Smith. That's the one I'm telling about.
Right. Hey,
Yes.
Dano.
How you doing? Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Sure.
Then we want to come off of the COVID conversation because we want to know about you. We want to go in your want to grill you and go into your past and all that thing there and lighten up the conversation and take us away from COVID a little bit.
The grilling sound ominous, but I'll take it.
Well, it could have worse.
It could have worse, yes.
So how is COVID treating you down there?
Well, for me, it hasn't affected much because I work at home and I've been on lockdown for so long.
Okay, that's
that I'm unaffected. But the truth is that I feel it for all those persons who are really suffering in more, the social disconnect is really a bit of a challenge for many persons.
Okay, where are you located?
Me, I'm at, you mean in terms of address, where do I live?
Kingston.
Oh, I'm in
Oh,
Beverly
you're in
Hills.
Jamaica right now? Okay.
I'm in Jamaica, I'm in Beverly Hills.
Oh, nice.
Kingston.
And then what are them you have on your head? You look like, pretty and nice. And tell me about
It's called scarf because we're here in a comb. Because this is part of the whole lockdown reality, You don't have to put on good clothes.
Tell Michelle about that.
And if you're here in a comb, that's fine. Just do a little twist up. You want me to take it off?
No.
No.
Because I could.
I love it. It's lovely. I like it.
Thank you.
So awesome.
So Glennis,
I like how it's done, and probably you should show us how you one of these days you can come back on and walk us through the process of making that wrap. I just go and come up a yard and you wrap my own and I go street.
And here is the thing of it. Let me tell you exactly how I work.
Yes.
However, when I put the scarf around, however it falls, that's it. That becomes the style. And I pretty much comb out here the same way. So when I if it was out, I just take it and twist it, and however it falls, that's it.
Look good on you.
Thanks, honey.
So Glennis, tell us a little bit about, before we get into the meaty part.
Like we usually ask where you're born and where you grew and which school you did go.
You're country girl or you're Kingston girl?
I'm such a country girl. Born and bred in the metropolis of Balaclava.
Oh.
It was a big metropolis,
That's in Clarendon?
No, Balaclava is in St. Elizabeth.
Oh dear.
That's more in north. That's more in North St. Elizabeth, in the hilly parts.
Okay.
In fact, it's called Balaclava, my brother told me recently, because Balaclava in England is a hat. And the way in which the geography of the place is, where we're in a hill, but also in the valley, it's as if you look at us topographically, we look like a balaclava hat.
Ah, so interesting.
Hat. Yeah, I thought that was interesting too. So I'm from there.
So I didn't know that there was a place in England called Balaclava. Never know that.
There's a
hat. It's a hat, a balaclava hat. So they would wear it and it kind of comes down over your ears and pretty much frame your face and provides protection and covering and so on. So the hills pretty much does that for balaclava. And I'm told that's what inspired the name back in the day.
Okay, what high school did you go to?
I went to Hampton.
Oh, I knew it. I knew you were going to
Oh,
say.
you knew? You went to
I
Hampton?
just knew how you conduct yourself. Like, no, I went to Westwood High School.
I see, it's the same.
Yes, we conduct ourselves differently.
Oh, really? Well, I was about to say, I'm not sure how much of the ladylike thing rubbed off on me.
Did well.
I think my headmistress would be quite mortified. That's the word she would have used.
So hold on, is Hampton a Catholic school too, or?
No, Hampton was Anglican, but I'm Catholic.
Oh.
So when I
Yes.
went to Hampton, I didn't even go to chapel on a Sunday. I went to mass with the Monroe boys wherever, whether it's, we either had mass over the shop in Monroe or we had it in Bull Savannah. So even though it was an Anglican school, I was encouraged to still maintain my Catholic faith.
That's
So when you went to Bull Savannah, you would go to St. Vincent Stramby.
I'm not even sure, and I just remember the priest in my time was someone called what was father's name again? Good heavens. And Father Angel. If you come back at my age, you have to run down a memory.
Right, so I know that I know you're retired now, but where were you?
I don't know if I am.
You're not retired?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So
I just chose some time ago. I just chose about, I would say, a couple of years now to leave corporate and work on my own.
Oh, okay. So you still okay. So where were you at in corporate when you were at corporate?
My last appointment was as Director of Business Development and Communication at MIND, which is Management Institute for National Development. But and that was a second appointment because for a number of years I had been in publishing as marketing director, University Press, Carlong Publishers, Heinemann Publishers, and before that advertising, and before that broadcasting, whole gamut of media. So I've had a very, probably not a checkered career, but a very polka dot one.
Well, what's the distinction though between polka dots and checkers?
And checkered,
Yes.
I think with the polka dot is that it is spotted. You see, with the checkered, it's a continuous flow of pattern.
Okay, so you can take the polka dots any which way you want it.
Any which way you want, exactly.
It's how you see it.
Right, it was in one continuous stream, I would say, of communication. That was the background, but it was applied to the full gamut of media, print, radio, television, to some extent, and then eventually into advertising, and then eventually into publishing for many years, and the whole gamut of publishing. I mean, general material, textbook, academic, and then eventually went into strategic management and marketing.
All right.
So you're coming from way back into publishing, way back.
Yeah, man, way back.
What's the difference these days? What what was it then versus what it is now today?
Okay, well, when I started out with Heinemann. I left advertising and went to Heinemann Publishers, Heinemann Caribbean. And back then, we were all, not only did they publish their own material, but we were also agents for other publishers. So what has changed was that Heinemann at the time was one huge but distinct publishing house. And we in the Caribbean were agents of people like Hodder and Stoughton, Gaynor, Blackie, quite a number of them. Now, what you find is that Heinemann is no more. Almost half of those publishing houses are no more. They got taken up by the larger publishers. So now what you have is huge publishing conglomerates that are being eaten up by even larger ones.
Okay.
So Hodder and Stoughton in my time was a very small, I wouldn't say small, but it was a modest publishing house. Now they have emerged to be giants in publishing. Heinemann is no more. Ginn Blackie is no more, and so on.
Didn't you tell me that you
I'm
worked at JBC or RJR or one of those?
Yes, man, I did. I worked at JBC for many, many years.
Oh.
In fact, I was a pioneer broadcaster and producer with, at the time, it was called JBC Radio Northeast. So it was at a time when UNESCO had partnered with JBC to establish these, what they called it, community radio stations. So you had Radio West, that was always going on, JBC Radio West in Montego Bay, serving the Western region. Then we had Radio Central, which is now KLAS, and that served the Central region. And I did some work with them before I was taken on to do Radio Northeast, which is now IRA FM.
Oh.
So we used to, so myself and Clyde McKenzie at the time were the two, we were the pioneer broadcasters and producers. So we used to create and produce our own features.
Give us some of your names, some of the big names and where you work with now, some of the big names.
You mean big name people?
Yeah, at JBC where you work with.
Well, in the first place, I mean, I really recognize big name different from small name, but, but I know what you're asking. It's just that in my time, when I did communication formally, when I studied communication formally, it was the first time that the University of the West Indies was offering a degree program in communication. Okay. So it meant that a lot of the established broadcasters and print journalists and so on, who had established themselves in the field, it was the first time they were getting a chance to be formally trained, because before they would be trained on the job. So I was peers with Gladstone Wilson, Elaine Wint, Faye Ellington. God, I could go on. Almost David Geddes, whom else now? Gosh, there were so many. But I was their peers, both in terms of Carimac students together, because I was a guinea pig Carimac student, and also when in the practical, in the field. So by the time I got into the field, it was like I was a newbie but an oldie at the same time. Okay. If you can think of any, let me see, any of the top personalities at the time in
okay, so probably the Neville Willoughbys and those.
No, Neville. I didn't have much to do with Neville,
Okay.
though we knew each other. So I would have to go like with Prince. It was all of them, the Erica Virtues, the son, Carmen Patterson, all of them in
I remember those names.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, Glenys, what took you into media and communication? Was it a love? What was the subject matter that you found most interesting that led you into that sphere?
You know, this is really such an interesting question, Dano, because I think now that you ask it, I'm forced to reflect that my life is a lot more by happenstance than it is by proper planning. I don't know which would have been
as is all of ours, but go ahead.
Well, some people have a structure to it. But what I mean is, when I was going to school, for instance, the art subjects were my strong subjects, and definitely English, you know, language, all of that. But when I got into UA, I went in as to do law. Mm-hmm. That was what I was accepted at the university to do. And in that, back in those days, you had a little window where you could change your discipline. Mm-hmm. And I kept hearing about the communication studies, Caribbean mass communication. Mm-hmm. And it just sounded so exciting. Remember now, at that time, you didn't have anybody who was trained in the field. So I fancied myself as being one of those, I was going to be this trained bigwig in media. And then later I could go on and do law, and who knows, I could become an entertainment lawyer kind of a thing, or law. And so I switched. my
Mhm.
discipline. And I was glad I did, because within the first year, so radio was my major. At that time, I have to give you this joke. They used to have this tape recorder called Yor. That was a brand.
What's it
It was
called?
a German called a Yor.
Oh.
Now ask me
Yor.
if it's spell it, me no remember.
Yor.
It's a German name, right? But back in the day, it was reel to reel. So, but it looks like a little suitcase. So, you know, you feel very bossy walking on campus with this.
The tape recorder.
Yes, man. And back in the day, you know, because everything was reel to reel. It's not like now. You have to string up the thing that you will carry 2 spools of tape.
Yes.
Yes.
And you know, you have to set it
And
up.
make it bust.
It take one
Make it
hour
bust.
to set it up to make it play, right?
Yes, but you know, that was part of the training too. But guess what too? We used to edit by actually cutting the tape.
Cutting the tape, yes.
Yes, man. So you have to listen very keenly. So for instance, if I did an interview, say with me, and I'm going, well, you know, Leo, you know, you have to line it up so that you take out the arm and splice it back together. So it's the editing that took a long time.
So that was editing.
That was editing.
Then let's pause. Don't tell us no more. I find that most interesting. I want to ask you, how did you break the news to family that you're not a lawyer again? Michelle, I'm sure Michelle is sitting there wanting to know why you're not a lawyer to support her.
Lord have mercy. You know, Dana, you're asking all the right questions, and I wish my father was alive to hear you ask that. So, you know, daddy them both see off themselves, because I was the last of 9 children, by the way.
Okay.
And of course, you go to Hampton, so you're on this path. And daddy both see off him named Sheriff, you know. Everybody called daddy Sheriff, big man in town. And him daughter gone up university to be lawyer. And I come home very excited, because it wasn't in the day like when we had telephone. And I come and I tell daddy how I doing mass communication. And it sounded very impressive to me. And daddy said, mass communication? What is that? And I tell him how, you know, you learn broadcasting and so on. And I never forget daddy's response. And he said with such disdain in a way, he went, you need 3 years to learn to talk on radio? And that was that. He never asked me no more question. And I think he was so proud again to tell anybody what I was doing. He said, you need 3 years to learn to talk on radio. He thought, I think it was a waste of time. But my parents were very accommodating and loving more than anything else. And so they allowed me. And I think his pride went up when, like, they would come to Ocherous, which is where the station was based, and, you know, you become like a mini celebrity back in the day. And they're on radio, you know? And every now and again, them hear you on the big national radio. And after a while, I think he began to see that wasn't such a bad thing after all.
Despite the 3 years, sorry.
Right? I never think that nobody, but now the way radio is, he's right. Because the way media is, where it does not appear as if people are benefiting from training. It's no more just a question of personality, and people just do and say anything they feel like.
So what specifically did you do on radio? Did you read news? Were you a talk show host?
No, I hosted a magazine program. So what a magazine program is so from 5 to 8 in the evening. So what a magazine program is not unlike yours, where you have multiple features within a given period. Okay. So it was my show, and half of the features I would have created and produced. But so I had, and of course there was a lot of music, and I would try to make it as exciting as possible. So there was section that people could engage with me. I had the various features. There was one I remember calling Round the Corner, because my area was Portland, St. Mary, St. Anne. And I found that in those areas, you had a lot of there were a lot of things that was indigenous to that area. Like, for example, did you know that Dinky Mini and those kind of things is really St. Mary that was
St. Mary,
there.
St. Mary. Rockabessa, yeah, man.
Yes, oh, you know it. So I would go there and you talk with the people and you get the history and that kind of a thing. But it was really just around the corner. How would you know that so many interesting things is just around the corner? Or was that one called It's Traditional? I think that one was called It's Traditional. Round the corner was when I would find other interesting things. There was one called From the Rocking Chair, where I actually, I would interview old people.
Yes.
I made a focus on older people just to get memories of when they were young on various topics. That went over very, very well. I think it won a media award too. Yeah.
What do you do with all of those videos? I mean audios. What did you do with them?
Well, the truth is they were the property of JDC.
I got you.
And I had kept some reel to reel. I think I have one or two now. The question is, I probably need to have it transcribed to put it on another thing so that I can play it back.
Okay. I just wanted to ask, like, what are you doing now, like currently? I know we heard a lot about what you've been doing, but what are you doing currently? And do you offer any mentorship currently to new?
Okay, so it's almost as if all of my past experiences have coalesced, have come together to drive what I'm doing now. So the fact that I'm largely into publishing now, but because I'm a communication specialist, from time to time I work in a consultancy capacity because there are organizations that still ask me to do things. And there's one, as a matter of fact, Leo, that Jeanette Calder, her outfit, I'm her communication consultant for that.
Jeanette Calder, I'm happy that you mentioned that. He's one of those persons that we need to speak to about crime and the justice system issues.
She's just such an amazing woman.
Very passionate about it.
Support her.
Sorry.
Yeah, but I do a lot of social outreach as well. Some of it comes out of professional service, and some of the professional service lend themselves to social outreach. So I'm part of a group called Parenting Partners Caribbean. And they have been, it includes, I don't know if you know these names, Janet Brown. You remember Jeff Brown? Leon, you know Jeff Brown, he died some time ago. So, a social scientist at UWI. But anyway.
What's the name of the group?
Parenting Partners Caribbean. And they pioneered the whole focus on parenting. And as a matter of fact, because they had done the manual for parenting, any work that's now been done with parenting in Jamaica or the Caribbean reference their work.
Oh, fabulous.
Somebody you're calling you the Bunununus lady.
Bunununus, that's too nice. Do that.
Somebody you're calling you the Bunununus lady. You remember those days, the Bunununus days?
Are you kidding? Who could forget Bunununus?
Oh my God, that was a good time. I was trying to tell these guys that back in the day in the 70s and so 60s, we used to wear flower shirt to make a flower bag.
Yes, and calico.
Calico. Yes, you come to calico.
Yeah, man.
We went even to the sugar crocus bag and we were wearing the crocus
absolutely
bag.
Burlap. I know it has become very expensive.
Exactly. Oh my God. Yes. And then we had a cap. We had a hat that we used to wear.
Jippy Japper?
The Jippy Japper hat.
Michelle wore the Jippy Japper hat at her school.
Yeah, we still
Michelle, you wore that.
Yes, yeah, we still do. They still do. I'm no longer there, but yeah, they still do.
And I went to a Catholic prep school called St. Gabriel's that wore it too. And then we switched from Jippy Japper hats to beret. You know, the little
you went to beret.
Cut it off very stylishly. That was about 250 pounds ago, mind you.
Okay. But on the other question I asked, so do you offer mentorship, especially to these new individuals doing communication, like on the radio or high school or Karimak? Do you offer?
So I get it's difficult for me not to mentor in my normal run, because you meet upon young people, even older folks, and they draw on your experience and expertise or whatever insight they think they could benefit from. Every now and again, schools or institutions, I used to do a lot of going into organizations to do motivational speaking and so on a wide variety of topics. And I'm still make myself available for that. There are one or two people that I have invested my time and energy in to guide them along.
Yes.
Michelle,
why don't you take some comments at the same time? Let's
I just wanted her to finish her thought.
Yeah, I was just saying that I found that one of the biggest teachers is experience. And while it is true that sometimes they say age comes with wisdom, but sometimes it comes alone. The truth is that, yeah, man, some people grow old and them no wiser. But it's difficult.
It's a very unique place to be.
Oh my gosh, I love that, Janice.
I know,
but
it's true.
You have to write a book. Age comes with wisdom, but sometimes it comes alone.
But it's true. But to answer your question, though, Michelle, the truth is that I found one of the best teacher is the insight and wisdom that you get from your own experiences, that you can draw on your stories. People learn better from stories, I find, to make the point, and then they're able to make the connection and go, aha. So I do a lot of that.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. A few things individuals are saying here. Mine said Hampton girls were always dignified.
No, you have to start earlier than that, where Lorna accuses me of something.
Where? Read it, because I missed that one. I don't see that one.
Let me see if I can find it.
You mean the summa virtute?
I think you read that one. Diana Starr claimed the Budunos lady right away.
Yes.
I think we are touching that. She's not from Clarendon. She's from St. Elizabeth.
St. Elizabeth, Balaclava.
Beverly Brown says, Michelle, how you look sexy, so.
Sure.
That's God. Errol said, what about Joseph Lewis?
And
Joseph Lewis, I'm not sure I remember the name. I wouldn't say that I don't know the person. I just don't remember the name, which is quite possible at my age.
Patricia Barnes says, Don Topping.
But Don Topping was a little before my time as an active media personality.
Okay. Lorna says, like Miss Louis would say, meaning nice lady.
Oh, I think it's referring to Bunononos.
Yeah, Bunononos. Michelle says, good night, everyone. Teresa said, good night, everyone. Michelle says, wonderful, good old days. Yeah. And Zizi said, and tie-dye the calico bag to make clothes.
Yes,
man. As a matter of fact, tie and dye was such a big thing. And I boarded at Hampton, right? So tie and dye and psychedelic. Remember psychedelic?
Psychedelic, yes.
Yes, so clothes have to become psychedelic,
Yes.
So your parents sent you off to Hampton with your good clothes. And back in the day, there was a list of what you could take to school.
Yes.
And you couldn't just take anything. And they send you off with a good school, but then I got caught up. Tie-and-dye caught me there and psychedelic. So I come home one summer to find that the quite a bit of my clothes were tie-and-dyed, including the school tops. And because some day girl may probably carry a dye to school and give one of the boarders. And on a Saturday, we sneak out and tie up the blouse because it would work better with a white blouse.
I wonder if they know how to do tie-dye. I wonder if Diana know how to do tie-dye.
I know.
You do?
I know.
How do you do it?
Yeah, we used to do it for, what we used to do is tie what's that cord? It looked like
English cord.
English cord.
Yes, and you have like a white shirt or whatever material you want,
Yeah.
and you tie it with different pattern around it. But then you
Okay.
have the dye in different containers, hot water. You put hot water, then the dye, and then you just dip it in
No,
the
but
different.
guess what is important to put in the dye?
Salt.
You must put salt, Diana. I think we had
Or
discussed
else,
that.
or else.
If you don't put the salt, it doesn't hold the dye.
It doesn't hold it down.
I didn't know
Tie-
So you
that.
wash it out.
and then you wash it out
Yeah,
and hang it up.
yeah, for a
And then
while.
now, if you want to know that the dye really thick, to use a Jamaican phrase, you wash it again. You take after it is dried,
Yes. Yes.
you wash it again.
And hang it out. Yes, yes, yes.
You know, but let me
And
tell
take
you,
up your
man.
quick before your mother come home for she never give you approval for
Let me tell you
tie-dye the
something.
shirt.
There was a
Well, I
time.
couldn't do it in Ballon.
There was a time when the whole of Jamaica wear tie-dye shirts, and
I
everybody,
tell you,
no white shirt. You couldn't get no white shirt in the store then.
For
he said
real.
T-shirt.
Hampton Tunic wore white blouses and a blue tunic over it.
Yeah.
Well, I think I ended up that particular school year with just maybe 2 white blouses.
Yes.
Because 4 of them were allowed to take 6 white blouses. The rest of the 4, they were all tie-dyed.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lady here that says 15 cents for lunch money, 10 cents for patty and cocoa bread, 5 cents got your bottle of DNG.
A
I'm
question
telling
I
you.
have to ask. Do you regret the fast untrained persons in media?
I don't regret it, but sometimes I find it disturbing. And I'll tell you why, because all media persons, if you're going to engage with the masses, you're influencers. All of us are influencers, regardless of what we do privately or publicly. But I find when you're in media and you have control over a mass audience, you have the capacity to wield a great deal of influence. And I just think that sometimes what passes off as acceptable media now is regrettable.
Yeah, it is.
Really regrettable.
Unfortunately.
For me,
There's a pastor over the weekend that was talking to his students. I don't know if you guys saw the video.
It was not pastor, it was a principal.
A principal, I'm sorry, a principal. And the kind of language that he used. Michelle asked me, I said, Michelle,
yes, I heard about it.
yeah, there's no way at all that he should have used that kind of language in
It
school.
was crass.
No way at all.
But let me tell you, to use a Hampton term, I was appalled.
Well, to use a Clarendon College phrase, it was crude, lewd, and indifferent.
There you go. There you go.
It was.
To myself. But you know what? I'll never forget. One of the things I tell folks who ask about mentoring and motivation, I always say to them, the person of who you are informs the professional you become. And I'm listening to that principle and I recognize that his persona, his person is exactly like that.
That is exactly right.
Yes. And so the fact that he has risen to the position of being a principal and leadership, he is still informed by that person of who he is.
In fact,
and what is now I find is that people are not making a distinction between how they communicate themselves publicly and how they communicate privately.
Do you think that there's a need, Glenys, for the wider society to have opportunities to be guided how to make such a distinction? Because
but indeed.
Okay.
They're not
indeed.
I was talking to Diana the other day about it, and I said, Diana, do you think he went to bed knowing that he's going to get up and talk to the kids and like that? Or he just irresponsibly, said it while he had the mic? I mean, I'm trying to figure that out.
I just think that's how he is, and that's how he's spoken to the children, and that's what they're used to, and that is what they accept. It's just different society, different group of people. Like, it's not for us. I would not sit there and tolerate it. I would have walked out. Other people, like in my friends, I know would have walked out. But that's just how I guess he deals with his students, and they accept it.
I think so, Michelle. I also think that And this is what I talk about, the power and influence of the media, because I think he gets a big part of his, and I'm going to use a big word, don't mean to, but I'm trying to figure out what other smaller word I could use. A big part of his notoriety, a big part of his popularity, I believe, comes from he speaking in this shocking way from time to time, and his audience may laugh, or the children may probably say, what a way I'm cool. And, you know, he listens to other personalities who seem to get away with that style of being. So you're right, Michelle. I think he has cultivated a way of being in his professional life that he thinks makes him more attractive, more appealing, and therefore more impactful. When in truth and in fact, in media, I don't know, Leo, you studied media formally?
No.
I know you're a teacher. Okay. So when I was in media, they always say two things you learned.
Then Glennis, me not understand. How you not ask me and Michelle? Me and Michelle not count. Man, we have to come up and what chop liver?
Oh, Dana, hold on. Hold on.
Michelle,
Oh man, me and Michelle are protest. Michelle, we are going Garden Town Road, wherever Glennis live, we are protest.
No, Dana, listen, the truth is that me don't know you as bank a long time, you know. Was in banking. Me not sure, Michelle, let me ask you, sweetheart, your background was in the law. No?
Yes.
Yes. So I never really know about no media thing, but true me know that my Leo here is a gadabout. And yes, him did study education, but then and then God knows what all. For all I know, him could have did study media too.
Okay, all right.
And having said that though, there were two things.
They come out that I want the good. She come out that I want the good, don't.
Yes, she rest. Kills herself. Come on.
One of the things we were taught was, I'm not gonna make me forget now, you know. You should not, okay, where your language is concerned, you should make sure that the least common denominator. So everybody should be able to understand you. You should
right, when you speak.
Yes. Words, right. However, in your manner, in your way of communicating, you should not pander to the least common denominator.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So the fact that your audience is rare and yeah, that don't mean you must go on so too. And it didn't ask you to be false. It just asked you to be personable, but at the same time, keep a certain standard.
Yeah,
and the other thing they asked you to do was, you should never expose your innards. And they would use it like that, never expose your innards. So when that microphone turned on, the fact that you were upset with somebody before, or you were crying, you hear that your mother dead, the audience is not interested. Come on the radio once that microphone opens and communicate your best self. So you were always taught.
Glennis, you might have to make we cut out some of the show for when we mother did. We are
no. But that's different.
When
about it. No, don't get me wrong. There's a place and time for everything. Your show is already established. Come as you are, be as you are. No holds barred.
Okay.
And that's your thing.
I agree.
And not indecent, it's not vulgar, it's just saying keep it real.
That's what I say. That's true, because like when I go to court or any hearing, I will play Lady Star. I will sit in my car. I'll sing the raunchy words of Lady Star. Exactly. But when I step out, you could never know that I actually sing regular. You wouldn't know. Like, you would not know.
But Michelle, I don't want nobody misunderstand me, you know. Because I'm not asking for people to wear a mask.
No,
I'm not asking them to be false. You understand? But there's a time and place for everything.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, there's a time when you broke out.
Exactly.
And there's a time when you are contained.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and there's a reason for it. Because you kind of maintain a kind of social order. But because I can break out, major.
Exactly.
Somebody said.
You want to take some comments?
The zebra cannot change its stripes, He showed his true self. And then somebody else says, exactly, be your audience. Be sure your audience understands you. And
Yeah, that's true. I don't see any comments coming in, but
there
that's
are a lot of comments.
on mine. I don't see any.
Yeah, man. Like
Diana says she go and buy out the phone now. Dor Tate says, do you run workshops or seminars on publishing? I know of you writers.
a few.
If
Missing.
Yeah. Okay, the F God. All right. A few writers who are interested in publishing. This is for the beautiful lady with the gorgeous scarf. You know, the tie-dye shirt.
Enough to tell we know say no.
The tie-dye scarf.
Like I said, there is nothing I'm asked to do. I've run all kinds of workshops, and it's usually by request. People might ask me to do certain things, and I do. So I have done writing workshops, have done publishing workshops. I've done, say if she's interested, she can organize it, send me. I mean, my thing is Glynis Salmon. My email is glynissalmon@yahoo.com. GLYNISSALMON. Oh, they're not asking me how I was in broadcasting and have a list.
But
Glynis, we never noticed a list.
Because God, because I hear myself a while ago call my own name and it sounds like Glynis.
well, Glynis, we never hear it.
We love Blacker one. We love Blacker Lift. We love Blacker Lift.
Yeah, I have a question.
Oh, I
heard your voice. I like your voice. Did you do like festival competition or any of those, or
no?
When you was in school?
As a judge.
Oh,
as a judge, but I know what you mean. If I was the MC for one of them.
Or did you participate?
Like or something like that.
Did you go festival?
People think I'm theatrical. I really don't think so, because I think I'm very contained. But I think where they got that notion from, I was one of the early, I don't know if you know of this annual concert. It's quite a big thing now. Powerful Women perform for charity. You know it? You know of it?
Yes, man. Every Jamaican know about it. You have to beat your way up to whichever hall it's being held at.
Oh, really?
And then you go to arena. I think they kept it at the arena.
Right.
They had it at Cast one year. Yeah, man. And you don't want to miss Glynis doing whatever she's doing.
Oh my God.
Or you don't want Miss Blossom Amelia Nelson doing fair. Riotous.
And
they used to do it 1 year when I was a ballerina.
Oh yes, and you had Maxine Henry Wilson was a ballerina too.
Henry Wilson, Alun, and the trio.
Alun, and the trio them ballet. Let me tell you, the best piece ever.
People them never stop laughing.
Mash up. I think that was up at that was actually at UTech. Yes.
And
I don't want to eliminate my friend Michelle out of this discussion.
Michelle, we're going to see if we find a recording of it for you. But what it was, and we can probably do that here. Glynis, make us do a powerful woman online on Saturday morning. Everybody had to do their own thing. So you had dance, it was just wonderful, man. Imagine Alun, Glynis, and Maxine Henry Wilson, who them not my size and Michelle's size, as ballerinas dressed up in them outfit and up on them toes.
Bring them come.
Position one.
So Glynis, Alun, and West.
Maxine Henry Wilson, she was the Minister of Ed.
Henry Wilson, Aluna Samba, Glynis Salmon, and there was one reasonable sized lady. What's her name again? Gosh, she was a cosmetologist back in the day. But she was not as, me now use the word fat, you know.
She was not as full some.
Our big bone.
Stout man, full some more.
Stout. What granny does say? What your granny does say again? Your granny use a word. Rosie.
I didn't go with my granny.
Rosie.
It wasn't so rosy. They wasn't so rosy.
Rosie.
Are they so hearty?
Do they still do that event? No? Or
they still do, but it has become a little bit more back in the day, it was first of all, the word powerful. It was a pun on, it was supposed to be pronounced powerful. Because how it started, is that mustard seed community used to benefit from those folks who own hedonism and so on back in the day. It's a group. And they were major sponsors. And when they started the whole nude weddings, Father Ram Kisoon, who was the head of Mustard Seed, wasn't amused and had written an article, and they withdrew their sponsorship. And my friend Sarah Heaven,
yes,
was the head of fundraising at the time. So we used to all meet on a Friday evening, a couple of friends of us. I don't know if you know Maria Jones, at Maria Jones' house, and just laugh and have a good time. And it was somebody's birthday. I think it was March Barrett's birthday. And we just decided to play the fool to entertain March. And Sarah said she needs to have a fundraising event. And she's thinking of having a dinner with a cabaret performance. And somebody said, cabaret, you don't know that I can sing. But she can't sing a note. And she started to sing. So the whole of we laughing. And somebody said, and you don't know that I can dance. And the long and short of it, by this time, of course, we have had several glasses of wine and quite full.
No wonder.
I'll never forget, Madge or somebody said, can you imagine if the public could see us now? Because these women with their so-called top profiles, public profiles, but here we are just acting like the fool. And Sarah took that concept, and before you know it, we were organizing a concert. And back in the day, it was just everybody coming up with their idea. We never have no rehearsal. And then we just go and we perform. But it was a hit.
So why don't we bring those? Sorry, go ahead, Liz.
I was saying, do you have recordings? I would love
yeah,
to.
there's some clips. In fact, I
yes,
just see some on YouTube.
Yes, man, lots of recordings.
Why don't we get those three? Why don't we get those three persons together? Alone,
Maxine,
and Maxine.
Glynis, and the other person.
Get them for a Saturday morning. Get them for a Saturday morning.
Try. But no, what I remember the year.
I think Maxine not well. I'm not so sure we get Maxine. I don't think she's well.
The S90 skank.
Oh, you know how to
On
do
a
the
real
S90 skank?
bike.
You know how to do the S90 skank?
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
Major. I mean, and what's the guy name again? Who think? No, you ride like
lightning. If you ride like lightning, you crash like thunder.
10 glasses that.
So come on down and lead the way.
Ragging pockets.
I would love to see it.
You know who's that? That is Michelle?
No, who?
ISAT. It's ISAT's dad.
Yes.
Big youth.
Yeah. I love
But
it.
you know, one year we came to New York, another year we went to Florida with it. And I did a cookbook. And in that cookbook, we had images of persons, their favorite images of their performances accompanying their recipes. That was an excellent book that went over very well. But yeah, we have all the videos. One year I made a drop on stage though, but people thought it just
think about it.
yes.
Them.
And then after a while, they added the men to it, and it became
powerful men and women
perform.
But
But it was a fabulous thing when it was just a powerful woman. Let me tell you, man.
Really was. And it's still
who were the men? Who were the men?
Whoever.
Again, the whole concept was that you chose persons from the society who had a bit of a public profile in any profession. So let me tell you, we have had from politics, we have had Mike Henry, we have had, I'm just thinking, quite a few politicians. I can't even tell me somebody, ask me somebody.
Well, me want you to arrange one Saturday morning. 2 Saturday mornings from now, get 2 of your cronies then and come on the show.
My goodness.
I think Diana can get alone. who you can get. I want to come.
No, I think what should happen is that you, Leo, should ask your audience here to be the powerfuls.
Yes.
And they each perform from their houses and wherever they are, and we have a riotous time with them. How about that? Including Guinness and Alud.
But it was a good time, and it still continues to be a good time. And the important thing is, we raised a lot of money for the mustard seed communities, which do great work in Jamaica for children who are, you know, have their various disabilities, abandoned children, teenagers with AIDS and that kind of a thing. Just a lot of great charity work. And the whole point is that we may have lost a major sponsor, but then the crowd response got us all the sponsors.
Yeah, man, the public took care of it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's ask our audience to send us a video of themselves playing a fool. How's that?
That's a great idea, actually, Dana.
That'd be fun.
Send their videos and let's have a laugh.
Where should they send it?
Huh? Send
it to Leo.
Send it to WhatsApp. My number, again, it's Leo. It's
and don't make it longer than a minute and a half. 90 seconds.
Yeah, no more than a minute. 909-438-1819. Write it down, you know, because Saturday morning I want to have some videos Saturday morning. I want to laugh. 909-438-1819. I don't care where you come from, which way you live.
You have to come back on as judge.
Just WhatsApp me.
As judge.
Okay.
And you know what happened to Leo? You need to tell them that what made the Powerful Women concerts great was that people were in costume. I'll never forget one year. So they transformed themselves. There's a lot of dancing and singing and so on. And if you were doing just say what's that girl named Patti LaBelle? You became Patti LaBelle.
Yes. Right. And there was this ambassador, I think, who would do
Madge Barrett.
Yes, Madge.
And I'll never forget one year. What's her name again? Madonna. And she came out in white.
So here goes. If you want to perform.
And I remember when what's her name was the reader woman with her scissors and her belt and everything.
Yes. That is
Here's what I want you to do, people. Go onto YouTube, type in karaoke and the name of the song that you want to sing, and then you record yourself singing
and dancing.
All right, send it to us. We want to have fun this coming Saturday morning. All right.
Yeah, you're doing one too?
90, huh?
Yes.
Are you gonna do one?
No, I want you to do one, Michelle.
Me and Glennis are the judge. Maybe just declare myself. Me and Glennis are the judge.
Leah, need to do one. Leah performer.
Leah must go sing. No one can sing.
I can't perform full. Me perform serious.
Go dance. That's a full. For you can't dance.
What's his name? For the Broadcasting Commission, what's his name? Cordell Green. Cordell has become such a major act because him do some serious comedy.
Okay.
You know, you can't get anybody more serious than Cordell.
All right. So please send your videos in 909-438-1819. Saturday morning.
Let me write it down.
Please send the video, them come.
909.
909-438-1819. 1819.
1819.
That is my personal number, so don't get my number.
909-438-1819.
Lorna said, Leo, you have to go change your number. People going to call.
I'm not changing my number. Anybody want to keep
time of the night.
Anybody want to be in touch with me? That's a public and a private number. You have me now. Send the video of them come though. You never send them 1 o'clock at night. It's all right.
But Leo, you aren't aging at all. I mean, I'm looking at you.
Look here, Glennis, it's show done. You don't have to tell no compliment to Leo. Look how me and Michelle sit down here the whole time. I will tell you about how in our age.
No, but Michelle, listen, don't bother. I hope I never seemed like I was ignoring you, because I'm not.
I know
Trust
you're
me.
not. I'm confident within myself.
And you should be, and we have so much in common. And Diana, the more you spoke, the more I realized I know you quite well. But it's been a while. So what, you guys are all abroad now, or are you?
No, me live in Jamaica. Me just down the road from you. You up on the hilltop, me down at the flat.
No, I'm actually not on the hilltop, in the sense that, where Beverly Hills starts?
Yes.
From Hopedale Avenue.
Okay.
Hopedale?
Yes.
You have to go way up the hill.
All right, fine. From in a life up the hill, I must tell you a story how I went to the gym one day. The gym was on Lady Musgrave, and he decided that we all were going. Ralph. So Ralph said we're going to go for a walk. And I said, all right, fine, not too bad. And then I see Ralph turn up Beverly Hills Road.
Yes,
and I said, but Ralph, you're mad. Him said, oh, we're walking to the top. He just took up my phone and phone somebody and beg them come for me. So
that is so funny. I used to go to his gym, not that it did me any good, but I used to.
Well, it's nice to have you on here tonight. Come share some special moments with us. And thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I look forward to this weekend, this Saturday. Please tune in, Glynis. We're gonna have a sing-off or a poem. Last week we had a young lady on the show who she recited poetry right throughout the night, and the people love it.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
What's her name?
Diana Davis Smith. We say in good. No Louis better than that. No Louis better than that.
Oh, that is fabulous.
Yes. So
wonderful.
So we want to hear from everybody.
I like what you guys are doing. I like the idea of just having conversations with people and you just let it go with the flow.
Yeah.
And I hope your audience was not bored.
Oh no, man, there are whole heap of them there, and they chat to you too. But we want to listen to you and want them to hear you. We don't want to talk too much. We don't want to read too much of what they say, but they'll be here.
God bless you. God bless you.
It's so nice to have you. Thank you so much, Michelle.
Thank you.
And Diana, wrap up for me. Wrap up with while she's on the phone.
Thank you so much for being here. I really enjoyed the conversation. I was engaged because I love hearing your voice. I just everything about you. But thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. And just remember, everybody, COVID is still a thing. Sanitize, wear your mask, social distance, and if you can, please take the vaccine. And have a wonderful night. See you next week. No, see you on Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday morning.
Diane, go ahead. Thank you very much.
Folks and friends, as always, it's just a great pleasure to spend time with you. Anytime here with my friends is just time very well spent. And it was far more special this evening having Glynis on to share her journey, despite the fact that she's not from Clarendon, it's okay. I let her off the hook.
You come from Balaclava, Clarendon.
We're relocate Balaclava to Clarendon tonight.
But I had relatives in Lionel Joe.
But it was a pleasure. And as Michelle always says, keep safe, sanitize, keep your distance, contemplate and give good consideration to taking the vaccine. Take it, it's not going to hurt you. Well, good.
Well, good. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. This is Leo Gilling again, coming to you right here from South Florida. Diana from which part of she come from, and Michelle from way up in the north somewhere there. And we were happy to have, what you say? We're happy to have Glynis over in Jamaica. Thank you so much, Jenny. We'll see you again Saturday morning. This is Leo Gilling.
God bless you. Bless you, my brother. All of you. Thank you so much for having me.